this segment of Metromix Takes On, we're trading in our landlubber ways and testing our sea legs as we take on extreme and not so extreme water sports.
The best thing about living in Tampa is access to so much water. Taking advantage of that, first up, kiteboarding at Fort DeSoto. This is where the cool kids kiteboard. But if you want to hang with the big boys, it's best to learn from them. Enter Steven Sadler, my instructor. After getting geared up and fitted in what looks like a rigged out diaper, I got my first lesson in the art of kiteboarding. It's dangerous, and I'm going to need a lot more lessons.
What's the tricks to this kiteboarding? Because I'm not gonna lie, it looks difficult and I'm afraid.
Basically, it's a sport you absolutely have to have lessons for. Most people end up taking about 6 to 8 hours of instruction before they're comfortable riding on their own. And just realizing it's something you're not going to pick up in one day.
What are the ideal weather conditions and ideal water conditions to actually ever imagine getting on the board and not looking like a total weed?
For beginners, you want to stay at least under 15 knots of wind, which is about 15 to 17 miles an hour. When it gets up over 20 miles an hour, that's when things start getting crazy, and you definitely don't want to be out there if you don't know what you're doing.
Since it's rainy and super windy, hardly the perfect weather conditions, my second lesson of the day is that as a newbie, I probably wasn't going to be able to get in the water on my first try. Unless I learned how to master handling the kite on land. Bummer. Getting to work, I learned the groundwork first. To determine the direction of the wind, stand like this. And to control the kite, steer like you're riding a bike, not a car.
Okay, Steven, it's launch off time. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm gonna give it a go. Wish me luck, guys. Hopefully I come back in one piece.
Steven let the kite go, and up it went. And just as quickly, it went down. After crashing and burning more times than I'd like to admit, I gave it one final try. Victory! For a few seconds anyway.
Okay, I caught you. You're just about to go out on the water. I didn't make it that far because I crashed and burned on the sand countless times. How long does it take before you actually get good at this?
It took me a couple months before I actually once a week of coming out, at least twice a week.
Okay, Josh, how long have you been kiteboarding?
This was my first season, probably about 8 months or so.
And you're allowed to go out on the water because I tried it today and I crashed and burned several times. So is it hard once you actually get out there?
Yeah, it takes a lot of, call it face time, flying through the water, with your face. You gotta learn how to control the kite, but it's like riding a bike. Once you get it down, it's pretty simple what you're doing.
Kiteboarding, a lot harder than I thought, and it's gonna take me a lot more practice before I get as good as these guys. Crazy, insane hard, but really, really cool.
On the other side of town, in Oldsmar, our fellow fearless Metromixers give water skiing a try with the pros, the Tampa Bay Water Ski Show Team.
Okay, Lisa, we are going to try water skiing today. How hard of a sport is that actually? Because, it's beautiful and it looks graceful, but how hard is it to actually get up on those skis and look like that?
Well, like anything else, it requires a lot of practice, but from what I understand, it's all in the boat driver. When you're first learning, a boat driver can make or break you.
Okay, Dom, word has it, you are the person to get close to because you will determine whether we are smack down in the water or looking amazing on our water skis. Any tricks or tips for the newbies?
Well, first of all, I think saying that the driver makes it or break it is trying to make it for the people that might have a problem getting up and they got to have an excuse. But we take it, we try.
But to look like these professionals who have been doing it for years, it's going to take a little bit of practice.
What can we expect today on our first try water skiing? I'm doubting it's going to be a beautiful performance.
Well, it's already raining, which is good because you're going to expect to get wet no matter what. There's going to be a lot of splashes, probably a few swim muscles tomorrow morning when you wake up, but we're going to have a lot of fun.
What's the hardest part starting out?
Actually, it's just when you're sitting in the water and you're kind of figuring out what to do with your hands.
Our brave team stretches it out a little first, warms up, gets fitted for skis and life vests, and heads out to meet their fate.
Okay, this may be the last time you guys are on dry land before the whole water skiing experience. How are you feeling about that? Excited, scared?
I'm a little nervous. I grew up in Orlando, which has a million lakes, so I've watched many water skiers over the years, and I've always managed to avoid it. I've always outsmarted the boat drivers to try to get me on skis. Until now, you got me on them, so we'll see. I'm nervous.
How are you feeling? You're young, you're brave, you've got nothing to lose.
Woke up this morning, I had kind of like an adrenaline rush, so I was like, okay, I think I can do it. I'm not really that nervous. Hoping I can just stay up longer than 5 minutes.
Summer is up first. The engine begins to roar, the boat takes off, and almost. She gives it a valiant effort, trying over and over and over again, and toppling a few more times before she finally gets up and stays up, showing us all that a little persistence pays off.
Okay, Summer, you just tried water skiing. What was that like?
It was harder than I thought, but really fun. It gets you hooked. I wanted to keep going and going until I got it, but I think it's going to take a few more days, a few more hours, but it was good.
This Metromix mascot, on the other hand, well, he just made the rest of the Metromix team dislike him. On the first try, he got up, stayed up.
Show off. He's such a show off. He just did that to bug me. He's been doing this for years and pretended he was a beginner with me. Sure.
Eventually fell a few times, but by the end of it, was just hanging out on the water, laughing, chatting it up, doing tricks, holding on with one hand. You know, a typical day out on the water.
That was great. That's fantastic. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, and I stood balance, did better than Summer. I was happy about that.
We came, we saw, only some of us conquered, but we all survived, few wounds. So until next time, when Metromix Tampa Bay takes on another local challenge. Let's hope it's on land next time. High five, guys.